And we've got a 1, a 2, adjusting the camera, and a 3. And it's 7 seconds in. Hey now, Metal Mike coming at you. It is Friday morning. It's about 5 to 8 in the morning. Obviously, it's Friday morning. And the kids are off to school. I've got the whole house to myself. I'm down in the bunker. Grandpa Munster is too happy. I always loved the Munsters, obviously. Let's go off into that real quick. And Grandpa and Herman down in the dungeon. And that's what I've always felt like my bunker is. It's my place. Make a place. You know, when I was a young boy, we didn't have, we always rented. I was always carving out a place. I would go into my closet and turn that into my place, my little getaway area, or I would find a little corner of the basement and clean it out and build a makeshift desk and draw my comic books. That's what this is today, except it's evolved, and I've been so blessed to have a beautiful home and family, and I've got my bunker down here. I'm down here with all my junk, all my hoard, all my monsters. Let's touch on the video that I did yesterday and give a specific shout out to Vinyl79 and your comment. Your comment was I paid too much and that you don't buy anything unless you make a $300 profit. That's not what I do. I am not a dealer. I am a picker and a seller and a bargainer and a trader and a barter. But when it all comes down to it, all rounds back to my main passion and why I do what I do is I love old stuff. And about making money, I've already made my money. The money's been made years ago. I'm not worried about making money. The things that I bought yesterday are money pieces. They are investments, and I will sell them. But I don't sit there and count my dollars. You know, I had to put a pittance into it. I think I spent a total of $44 at that store, and I've got 3 pieces, and I sell one of them. I'm going to make all that back and a profit, and the other 2 items are going to be free. So I never look at it like that. In some aspects I do. There's some pieces obviously that I buy specifically to sell, make a profit so I can buy more from my collection. Because that's what I do. Is when I sell something I take that money and I just buy something else that I love more. But I love old items and I have an eye for it and I know what I can make, and if I don't feel it I don't buy it. But oil stuff like the standard sign, the plaque that I bought right now, is hot as shit right now. And I don't see it dying out. What has really blown me away are cans. Cans are going fucking crazy. I'm watching what people are paying for these things, and it's mind-boggling. Before, in the past, obviously, cans have always been collectible. But it was always, typically, it would go to the graphics. You know, was there an Indian on it? Was there a Black Americana advertising on it? Was there a superhero character? And condition. Nowadays, I'm seeing the most boring, ugly, basic cans and signs bring big money. It's unfucking real. Now, the things that I bought yesterday, are they going to bring huge money? No, they're not. But I'm going to flip them, and like I said, double my money, get the money back I got invested, and still have a couple other pieces left over to sell and make profit from them. And then that all goes into more German crosses and more helmets for me, and comic books, and model kits, and record albums, vinyl. I love it. So, that answers your question. I am not a dealer, so I'm not looking at things in dollar signs. I'm looking at it. All that calculates in my brain. I'm like the Terminator. I am literally like this. I can scan a shelf in 5 seconds, and I'm looking for pricing. And if they're giving it away at the prices that I got those pieces yesterday, I'm scooping them up. I'm scooping them up, brother. Because I want interesting things when I set up at the flea market. It's not necessarily so much even about selling a ton, but selling a couple good pieces. And the more that I have around that is interesting and eye-catching, and I happen to feel that I know what that is, because years passed. Back in the day, mind you, I've been doing this since I was... in the 2nd grade, I was climbing in and out of old school buildings as they were being torn down in old houses and pulling lampshades off to take them home and put them in my room. So I've always had an eye for things. And so what it's come to in my life is what I've realized is if I like it, somebody else is going to like it. Because that was what I heard over the years. Back when I was just a teenager, a young man in my early 20s, you know, people would come over, where'd you get this awesome old book? I found it in a thrift store, you know, and so I always heard that growing up. It wasn't literally until 1998, as a single father, my wife left me. I had a 1-year-old and a 2-year-old that I was raising by myself with no outside help at all. No family help, zero. I didn't hire babysitters, and I was like, fuck, what am I going to do? And literally, so my kids would cry. My youngest daughter has autism. My oldest son has autism as well, but Michaela was a lot more severe. So I used to throw them into the truck and go for a ride because that would calm them. And so I swung down an alley. This is about 1998, maybe tail end of 97. No, it had to have been 98 because my daughter was born and my wife had left me. And I seen an old vanity, you know, that a woman sits at. Of course, I get a freaking phone call right in the middle of this. And I grabbed it, threw it in the back of the truck, went home, cleaned it up, pounded the nails back together, took it to my stepfather, sold it to him, and I was like, cha-ching, the bell went off. I began driving down the alleys daily. And so I was able to turn that into how I took care and fed my family and bought my first trailer home and kept myself above ground until this point. What kind of phone call we got coming in here? Let's have some reality, huh? Of course, no message. Right? You're just going to interrupt my phone in my brutal video that's probably going over 10 minutes right now. I got to stop it, so we're going to round it up. That's it. It's Friday. Here's what I'm going to work on next. When I get off with you, this is a piece that I picked up at a thrift store, mid-century, beautiful 6-drawer dresser, big giant peg legs on it. I'm sure the lighting is just shit and you can't see the beauty of this, but these pulls on this are beautiful. And so I've got that for sale on Craigslist. I'm going to flip it. Originally I was going to use it, but the girlfriend doesn't like it, and I honestly don't have the space, so I'm going to flip it, and I can make some really good money on this. So I have to take those drawers out and then move it from here out into the garage so that it's ready to go when someone wants to buy it. And that's it, brothers, sisters, and I picked up this book too. I love to read. You know, I always pick up these books because there's always something to learn. And yes, everything is on the internet nowadays. And you say, why do you buy a hard copy of something? I still like the old school, picking up a book and reading it. Obviously, I've got all these books here. And, you know, I love to pick them up. Ashtrays, Civil War. I buy all these books too. Record collecting, tools, liquidating. These tools are cool because it's not my field, but I thumb through here, and if something catches my eye, I'll remember it. I like Estate Sales Made Easy. I just love reading people's ideas, and it motivates you and it inspires you. And get a book, sit down, read it, get some tips out of it. What one can I recommend? Because I have to do that for you right now. I know that there's one in here that you should definitely have. These are really good. There were 2 that were written. It's called The Picker's Bible. So this is the volume 1, and then they came out with a 2nd edition. Now, I would get these because these are just amazing in how to have an estate sale. Now, I know how to do all of this stuff, and but the thing is, well, I guess when I say I know it, you don't know it all. You never know it all. My stepfather, who's passed away, bless his soul, Gilbert Marty, rest in peace, he used to always say to me, you know, most pickers tend to stay in a field that they like. Vinyl 79, only vinyl, and toys. The more you know outside of the box, live and learn. So let's say I bought that standard sign and I'm wrong. Well, lesson learned. I won't buy another one. And if I'm right, and I'm following my intuition, and I'm correct, which I am maybe 70% of the time, then I know that to keep on that path. But I just love to live and learn. I really do. I really feel there's just so much to be said for that, and learning by experience. Remember, a mistake, though it falls under that umbrella of mistake, shouldn't do it, you have learned something. And so it's valuable for that. A mistake is valuable as much as succeeding at something is valuable. Now, I'm going to give you a little tidbit, and then we're going to end this video because I know we're right at 10 minutes probably and over. I've got an exciting situation going on. My father passed away in 2004. Now, my father was a collector, antique dealer his whole life. He was a hustler. And when he passed, he had married his maybe fourth wife at that point. She just recently contacted me. She wants me to help her liquidate. And so this is unreal. I am going to get to go pick my father's stuff, and my dad played no games. He was one of the best. I mean, he had the best of the best. And that is no bullshit. This man was amazing. So I am beside myself with goosebumps. I get to go up to up north Minnesota. It's about an hour away from where I live. I'm going to drive up there next Thursday morning, and I'm going to pick some stuff out. And so I'm just going to sell the stuff for her. But as I do that, my pay is going to be, if I come across something I want, she's going to allow me to keep it. And so that's priceless. And so that's going to be exciting for you guys, because I'm going to get to show you what I pull out to sell for her and what I pull out and get to keep for myself. Everyone, it's Friday. Have a great day. I mean it from the heart. I really do. Everyone, get out there, find something, drive an alley, hit a thrift store, clean out your garage, throw something out, throw something on eBay, throw something on Craigslist, go buy something off of Craigslist, do something. One thing a day is just always good for you. And just getting out there in the world, it's hard. I know it is. I have the struggle. I have anxiety. I have all these issues that I fight daily. But getting that foot out the door, one foot in front of the other. And it's really good for the human psyche to drive. I read recently somewhere where they said that the longer that you can drive in life, because though it seems like a tedious to and from, which it is, your mind is working. And that is driving to and from. And it goes all the way back to the caveman days, going out and getting the elephant for the meat and then bringing it home and finding your way back. Now, of course, I can't get lost, but it just keeps you on point. So motivation, just getting out there when you can. If you can't, you can't. Sometimes we have responsibilities, we have jobs, we have no time in the day, but there's always a window. And so when you get that window, though it's so easy to sit back and put your feet up, which I'm going to now be a hypocrite and probably defeat my whole purpose of this inspiring type speech, is you sit down. If you are tired, rest. That is true. I believe in that 100%. If you're burnt out from going out and picking, take a week off. Take 2 weeks off. Wait until it comes back to you. That's what I've always done, because some of us do this for a living, some of us do this for collecting. At one point, I had to do this 7 days a week, 365. I was out hustling every fucking day, and I would burn out. So what I would do is, when I would get to that point, I just would stay at home, and I would chill, and I would rest my body, and I would wait until that feeling came back again, rather than forcing myself. Now, a lot of us aren't blessed to do that, but a lot of us are. So if you have that opportunity to rest and you need it, rest. And if you rested, get out there and find it, because, hey, now it's Friday and I'm getting text messages and phones, and I actually got to do something. I got to move this fucking dresser. I got to play some metal, and maybe I'll even get out there and hit a thrift store today. Metal Mike, above ground, on Friday, 2018. Summer's coming. Hey now! Have a great day. Gorgar.